Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Leader Tree, where leadership grows, where strong roots become stronger skills, and where today I am interviewing a very old friend of mine who's not that old, actually. I'm not that old either, in case you're wondering. But we've been friends for a long time, and this is Rosanne Wong. Rosanne, how are you?
I'm doing just fine, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do there, Rosanne.
A little bit about myself. I don't know. I don't know what to say about myself.
That's okay. That's what I do. I put you on the spot a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Tell
that's
me
all
about
right.
the public speaking that you do, because you're an
Okay.
inspiration to many people.
Yeah, and I have been speaking publicly since about 2001, maybe. And it is basically about my brain injury, because I sustained a brain injury from a car accident in 1997. And so I give my story and I tell people what I have done to overcome obstacles.
Fantastic. And what has been your takeaway, your biggest takeaway from that experience so far?
My biggest takeaway is that no matter what happens in your life, there is always some little glimmer of hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's important right now, especially with the things that have been going on in the world over the last few months with this
Yes,
coronavirus hitting pretty much everywhere around the globe.
everywhere.
Everybody
Yeah,
needs hope, right?
yeah.
Everybody needs that hope. So,
And you got to be able to offer hope.
yeah,
Well, I feel
absolutely.
I have to be able to offer hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, have you, as an outspoken leader and an advocate in the world, have you thought about what top qualities or traits that you think are most important to you in order to be successful doing that you think maybe others could do as well?
Okay, I have 3 qualities that I chose that people can grow from: persistence, education, regardless of the type of education, and attitude.
Persistence,
I can,
education, and attitude.
yes.
That's perfect.
Would, would you like me to elaborate?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me see. These have all helped in my life in many ways. With regards to having a good attitude, well, this can help to change a mood and therefore a situation or how that situation might be perceived. If I gave up on my goal to achieve a bachelor's degree, I wouldn't be living my fullest life. It took me 10 years simply because after sustaining a head injury, I no longer knew what type of work I could handle. But now my positive attitude will allow me to look further ahead. If something isn't working currently, what can be done for improvement in the future? For persistence, well, I've always been stubborn. I merely had to teach myself to grow from the life lessons which were being taught to me. For example, I had to fail twice in computer courses in university before I took a neuropsychological assessment to show me what fields of study I should have been studying, which was something in the social side of things.
So when it comes to persistence, um,
Yes.
one thing I would say is, and you're spot on all three of those, by the way. But one
Thank
thing
you.
that I would say for persistence is that, failure is not a factory installed option. We have to learn to be good at failing at things.
Yes. Like
And
I
I think
said, I
sometimes
had
we're more persistent at that than anything else.
I had to fail that computer course twice before I said, that's it, no more.
Yeah. And learning, like you said, is also important. I mean, you see the books behind me. I'm constantly learning new things. And, I graduated many, many years ago, obviously, but I'm, I'm learning new things right now. I'm
Right.
still learning new things right now. And like you said, education, no matter the form, you know, it's important to keep pushing yourself and keep pushing your brain, which is what you're an advocate to do. Is you got to keep pushing your brain. But you're absolutely
It
right.
took me 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, because I graduated high school in 97. Then my car accident happened that fall. So I had the brain injury and I started back at college in 2000. And then I graduated in 2008. But I was still studying because even after the brain injury, I was going to Sylvan Learning
Mm-hmm.
to relearn the stuff that had slipped from my mind because of the injury.
Yeah. Your brain has a habit of wanting to make connections. It's got a habit of figuring things out. So just go and
Yeah.
sit there until it does, because it will want to do that naturally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our connection's a little
Yep.
bad, but let's see if we can get it figured out. Are you able to give us any examples of
Yeah.
how a young leader that you might meet during one of your speeches, perchance, would come up to you, and maybe you can get them some advice to kickstart them in the world, get them on the right path? What kind of examples, what kind of information would you impart to them?
I have advice for a new entrepreneur, and it's simple. Don't give up. Even if your end goal needs to change, well, this isn't giving up. It's simply growing and tweaking.
Absolutely. Yeah, never give up, right?
Yeah.
Like what is it? What's that kids movie, Toy Story, with Buzz Lightyear?
Right.
Never give up, never surrender. um, what is something that you feel people can look at within themselves that they can do currently a little bit better? What's your advice to them on that?
What I feel people need to realize is that there are many different means to an end. Simply to search for different venues to achieve a goal is great. And that might even make you realize you want to change your goal. I feel that as people who live in this age of constant change, we can only benefit ourselves by always learning and asking questions.
Absolutely. Yeah. I ask questions of people all the time, um, that, perhaps they think, well, that's a stupid question. But to you, it might be a stupid question because you know the answer. If I don't know the answer, it's not a stupid question to me. No, I think this is great information. What got you in the framework where you said to yourself one day, what I really want to do is I want to go out there and be an advocate for people that have difficulty speaking for themselves?
When I realized in college that I can write about my story and do it really well. I would write an essay about what happened to me and get an A plus, and that happened a few times. So that pushed me to want to do this. So I took a couple speech courses, and then I started giving speeches.
That's fantastic. You know, and what happened to you was very dramatic. I mean, I remember I was there at
Yeah.
that time frame, and I remember you as you're always a little thing. You know, you're a short little, you know, wisp of a girl, and I remember you always so outgoing, energetic, and running around and being involved. You know,
Yeah.
so it's nice to see that old Rosanne back, you know, being involved,
Yeah.
getting out there and doing those things. Because for a while, I remember you just kind of were a space, right? You were just
a blank face.
in place.
Yes, entirely. Yeah. So I'm glad to see myself back as well. And it was funny because my mom, a few years back, she's gone now, but she had said, well, you know, this is the old Rosie. This is you. This is what you've always done. You've always done this, this, and this. That's you. So you're not changed. It's just you do it differently. I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, you do it differently, but you're still doing it. And I like that. I admire that. That is the essential, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the essence. It's the essence of what it is to be a leader in the world. It's the essence of what it is to go out there and put yourself out there and say, hey, I have something to say.
Right.
You know, I want to help you somehow. If my experience can improve your life, I want to give you this experience. I want to give you this information. That's leadership in a nutshell.
Exactly.
So I'm really glad that I know you and have known you for so long. And I'm glad that you have found your calling in a great venue to be in what you do to share your stories with the world and to help others deal with their own problems in life in a different way. You know.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Rosanne Wong, everybody. Rosanne, if anybody wanted to get a hold of you for maybe a speaking engagement or something like that, how would they do that?
Do email at ROSANNE at, oh, no, wait, sorry. ROSANNE _M_WONG at hotmail.com.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Any final words before we depart here today?
Never give up.
Never give up.
You can't give up.
Can't say it any better than that. Folks, I am Chris Miller with Rosanne Wong here on the Leader Tree. We thank you for joining us today on this wonderful day. And we thank you for tuning in and being part of this amazing group that we have here at the Leader Tree, where people like Rosanne inspire us all, where strong roots build strong character and strong skill sets, and where at the Leader Tree, leadership grows. I'm Chris Miller, reminding you to always keep smiling.